All right. So the question is COVID-19 airborne? Well, let's just say that's irrelevant because we'll hear different stories every other week. And then sometimes we'll get confused, like, is it airborne if it's not? Or just keep your distance. You can go in a place as long as you keep your distance or whatever. So if we just stick to the basics, it won't even matter because that can be argument after argument and no one will really know. So let's just say we already know your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. That's the way it gets into your body. That's the way it transfers into your body. The droplets when you talk, the droplets coming out of your mouth. And if it's windy outside, yes, the droplets can travel. The droplets is going to travel anyway, just depending on if you're yelling or if you're just regular talking. And if the wind is blowing, you got to think, the droplets is basically invisible, so they can float. They can travel through the air, depending on the weather. So it's really doesn't matter. But let's just say, for the sake of it, it's airborne, whether I'm wrong or whether I'm right. With all the news changing and everything, we really don't know, right? So let's just say it's airborne. Does that change anything? No. You still need to put a mask on so you can't spread it. You still need to cover your nose. And just for safe measures, put some glasses on. Try to be fashionable. Put some sunglasses on. Just something to cover your eyes. Regular sunglasses is not going to be some 100%, because if it's airborne, or even if it's not airborne, it can travel through the air. They can still get on the side of the glasses or whatever. But just be fashionable. Wear some sunglasses. Get some glasses and wear them. It's just another form of some type of protection. No one would tell you that's 100%. Even wear masks. They say some masks are not 100% because some masks you can sneeze and they say the droplets can go through the mask. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. All we know is if you have a mask on, it can stop the droplets from spreading because it'll stop it. Now, some masks may work better than others. First they were saying certain masks won't work. Now they telling you can put a cloth over your mouth and nose. The message changed depending on the agenda. So if it's airborne, I don't know, because some of us work in areas where there's central air. If it was airborne, would we have it? Because it would travel through the air ducts or whatever, or maybe the filters are just that good. You can go on for days and days asking yourself certain questions, and we're dependent on the information that's given to us, and then that information changes. It can be politics, or it can be they just learning new stuff about the situation, so their answers change, right? So it doesn't, to me, not everyone else, it doesn't matter if it's airborne or not. I still got to do the same thing. The same thing I would do if it's not airborne. I have to put on the mask, cover my nose and mouth, and I wear glasses anyway, so I'm sure I'm not going to walk around with goggles on. Goggles was the only thing that'll cover your eyes completely. But I do wear regular glasses or whatever. That's some form of protection, but it's not considered protection because, you still have openings on the side of your glasses. So without making this too long or whatever, don't make a big fuss about it. Don't make a big conversation arguing if it's airborne or if it's not airborne. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. Like, you still have to protect yourself. Well, it's protecting other people, because it makes sense to me. Put the mask on so if you have it, it can't spread. And if you're around people who just don't feel it's real, who don't feel the need to wear a mask, try to keep a distance from them. Just try to keep a distance. Because I don't think if you're not directly talking in front of them, even if they had it, you probably wouldn't get infected anyway. if you're a distance from people. That's why they say keep a safety distance when you're in restaurants and all that other stuff or whatever. Because even if you go to a restaurant, you have to take your mask off to eat. So if it's airborne, nothing's 100%. That's why I'm saying don't necessarily, to me, I can't tell you what to do, but necessarily don't focus on the odds and ends. Is it airborne? If you believe it's real, that's all that matters. Some people don't believe it's real. It doesn't make a difference what you say. Because if it's not real to them, they're not going to do anything to try to keep from spreading it. They're not going to do anything to keep from trying to get it. If you believe it's real, wear a mask. The airborne conversation, yes, it might be depending on if you into science or whatever, or trying to see how far can it travel through the air if you sneeze and stuff like that. That is important. I do think that type of stuff is important, but it's not important enough to debate whether you can wear a mask or not, or debate how many people die of regular flu. Like, you know, oh, did you know how many? It ain't no different than any other virus. That may be true. It might be true, and you really can't compare it to any other virus because we're not done yet. The deaths are not done yet, or whatever. You know, you can get hit by a car outside, but what you would do is look both ways. So at least put a mask on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me if it's airborne. You still got to do the same thing to protect yourself if it wasn't airborne. Protect yourself.